For me, holistic medicine is vibrational medicine, meaning that a substance is primarily effective because of its vibration, not because of its chemistry, and that the chemistry or the matter of a plant or a substance comes from its vibration first and foremost. I have been working for the last 10 years or so with equipment from Germany that tests electronic resistance on the skin. And what that has allowed me to do is, from a modern perspective, in verifiable form, to see how vibration affects the body in a tangible form. And what I've seen with the gemstones is that they have a very strong vibrational response that registers on the equipment.
Several gemstones work particularly well in the physical body. Emerald, for instance, can help people with a lot of chronic diseases, a lot of serious conditions such as cancer that have been, and I've used emerald necklace for my family members with good results.
Since I had such an aggressive form of cancer, I looked at every possible thing. As a result of my medical background, I wanted all the alternative therapies that I chose to have some type of scientific background, something that showed that there was some demonstration of efficacy.
One thing I can say about my experience with the Gemisphere stones is that there does seem to be something reproducible about the results that I can expect. I could tangibly feel a difference in my body, as well as my emotions or my mind. It was a clear feeling, and it seems to be repeatable. Other people who I do not prep, who I do not tell what to expect, feel very clearly the same sorts of expected results from these tools. And that's very unusual in something that seems, well, a little out there. And the fact that it's so repeatable, the fact that you can have an expected result and keep on getting that result, means that it is a therapeutic modality. You know, as a doctor, I can begin to count on this to help me in my practice and in my work.
As far as the energy that I feel around my neck, it's certainly subjective, but I can actually feel warmth there. And husband and other people that I've showed the stones and how they feel, you can actually feel warmth emanating from them. To me, that really felt to me like I was getting additional energy, or I was somehow getting some positive energy at a time I was feeling drained. I'm feeling well. And I've gone through 6 months of chemotherapy. In fact, my hair is just coming back. But I continued through the entire time to have good energy. I surfed, rode my horse, played with my kids, played baseball, did all the normal things of being a mom and a wife throughout this entire time. And people that were diagnosed at the same time are not even here to talk about this kind of thing.
I've worked with people who've been significant illnesses or very ill with these tools. One story that is dear to my heart is working with a man who was very ill. He had been HIV positive for 5 years, and he had just checked into hospice. And the friend who had asked me to work with him and he himself both acknowledged that he was anticipating he would die there. And through my process of work with him, I saw him turn the corner. After about 2 weeks, we outfitted him with a stronger necklace, and I saw a spark. I saw this inner turning point with him. And from that point on, he steadily got stronger. He gained his weight back. His Shen, or his inner light, was stronger. And he started to take more charge of his life. He had the energy to do things for himself from that point on. He actually had a major impact on the care facility where he stayed, because he had the ability to contribute. And so even while he was still there, he was helping other people. Within about 2 months, he moved out of the hospice into his own apartment. One of the things that was very impressive in working with this gentleman who had AIDS using the therapeutic gemstones was the change in his viral load. The drop in the viral levels that we saw in 6 weeks would typically take a year using the AIDS cocktail alone. Another thing that I think amazed his doctors was the lack of opportunistic diseases. Typically with a progressed condition of AIDS, you would see pneumonia or increased risk of infection of many kinds, and he had virtually none of those.
It's very easy for people to learn about and begin to experiment with using gemstones. They're very affordable, and there's a wonderful book called Gemisphere Luminary by Michael Katz that introduces people to 30 gemstones that are basically useful for most everybody.
It is my belief the untapped greatest potential value in the products that Gemisphere offers are in self-healing. They offer the range of the available products for healing your physical self, healing your emotional self, healing your karmic self, healing your mental self, healing even your spiritual self is enormous. And they work on a 24-hour basis, 7 days a week, for as long as you own them.
At Gemisphere, we receive countless letters from people from all walks of life. They share their great joy and gratitude for the deep healings that have occurred for them. Some talk about their emotional states being tremendously improved. Others talk about their physical healings and how people are stuck in their life in many ways, and the gemstones have given them the energy and the push to create the shifts that they've been looking for. And just over and over, these beautiful stories of change and empowerment.
Call Gemisphere at 1-800-727-8877 for a free consultation to help select the therapeutic gemstones that are best for you. To see all the therapeutic gemstones, read about their missions, and to learn more about Gemisphere and its books, videos, workshops, trainings, and catalog, please visit us at www.gemisphere.com. Please continue watching this show to see images of the therapeutic gemstones mentioned in this video.